Let's go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Strategy 703, the one and only Jilted of Gaming, and the coach of the year, Milotic. Back again with some more Pokemon Showdown action today. This is ASL Season 2, Week 3 against Meteor Mantine. The link to the live version of this battle will be in the description below if that's the style of battling that you prefer. This is our first week of those kind of live battles, so if you're hyped for that, be sure to check it out. The link will be in the description below in an unlisted video. And of course, our team builder will be listed in the video description as well, so you can see the sets that I'm bringing to this match. Pretty important. I mean, every match is important, but this one's specifically important to make a statement that we want to be in here for this season. And we got quite the name to make out for ourselves. So you see the team on the left that I decided to bring, which if you watch the team builder, you know exactly what these sets are. And on the right, you're going to see what he ended up bringing to the match, which is Clefable, Beware, Latias, Mudsdale, Metagross, and Xatu. Only two of those Mons I was really not predicting him to bring, which were the Mudsdale and the Xatu. I was expecting the Linoon and the Rotom-Mow, primarily. So what this means is that like his rot setter could be the Mudsdale, which if that's the case, Lando's just a free switch in. So whenever this Mudsdale comes in, I can just switch into Lando for free, because unless he's running some weird HP ice set, which wouldn't make sense because Mudsdale's special defense or special attack is horrendous, really bad. As for Xatu, I imagine he's going to do this to try and keep hazards off the field, but of course I'm not running any hazards, and if he decides to Magic Bounce away my Toxic, that won't do anything. I need to make sure I watch out for Psychic if I do have the Garbodor in or whatever, because as well as Air Slash, because Air Slash, I do have two bug types, even though they are both neutral to it, as well because he brought 3 Psychic types, which means that Silvally and Scizor and Galvantula put in work, and again, he didn't bring anything to really stop my Mega Altaria near the end of the game. So without further ado, we're just going to go right into this match. He's going to lead with the Metagross, I'm just going to lead with my Landorus, sort of bluffing the Scarf, and I'm going to go for the safe U-turn. Just wanted to see what he's getting into. I was actually expecting him to go into the Beware here, but he instead goes into his Xatu. I get a good U-turn off there, and I go right for the Bug Buzz, in case he decided to go into the Latias to take the Thunderbolt. He's going to go back to his Mudsdale, and once again, he can't do anything to my Landorus, and I'm just going to fire off a Earthquake. He's going to Heavy Slam, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to catch the Xatu again with another U-turn, and I'm going to go right back out into my Galvantula, my Choice Best Galvantula. Fire off a Bug Buzz, and the Xatu is dead, and it's now turn 7. So 6 turns into the match, and his Magic Bounce user is already dead. Here, his Metagross decides to go for the Stealth Rocks, which is a little bit annoying, but again, like his team is not exactly that bulky, besides like the Clefable. The Mudsdale's really worn down. If he runs defensive Latias, that could definitely be an issue. But I am running a D-Dance Altaria, so if he decides to Calm Mind, that's not really a big deal for me. But yeah, so he gets his Ross up, and he goes back into the Mudsdale. I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower, revealing that I am special, Silvally, Ozymandias. In comes the Clefable. I just go for the Shadow Ball in case he decided to go into the Latias to take the damage. And I'm just going to go for the Metal Sound, trying to get that thing special defense down. I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon, predicting the Clefable to come back in this time. It's going to do a good 40%, revealing that he is a more defensive Clefable, which is pretty awesome to see. Or sorry, he's actually more missed. He's like missed defenses. So I finish off the Mudsdale with a Flash Cannon, and I go right into my Latias, just scouting what he is. The fact that he switches out tells me that he's probably Scarf, especially based on that damage. Psychic would have done a lot more if he was Specs, and he wasn't Life Orb. And here he decides to get up his Reflect, because he revealed with a knockoff that he was, in fact, Light Clay. Which is a pretty nice Metagross set, but he's already down to 3 Mons in turn 16 of the match, which is really awesome considering how good of a player this guy is. And here I just get a free switch into my Ozymandias, into my Silvally. This Beware cannot touch me at all, and I can just Flamethrower. And he's going to switch into Clefable, but again, I do have the Metal Sound, but unfortunately, we're going to get hassed out quite a bit here. First, we're going to miss our Metal Sound, which, you know, it's an 85% chance, so that's not a big deal. But then we get crit by his Moonblast, which puts us in range of a second one. I'm just going to go for the Flash Cannon in case he whatever. He then gets a Flamethrower Burn, which, I mean, I wouldn't have lived another hit anyway. Kind of just salt in the wound at this point. And I'm going to go for the Metal Sound, and if that had hit on that turn, that would have been amazing. He could have soft-boiled, and he would have probably been forced to switch out into his Latios, and I could have gotten some really good damage onto that thing. But instead, he gets to, I missed the Metal Sound, and I'm just going to Flash Cannon as he kills me off with a Flamethrower, just in case the Scizor comes in. Here, I make a bit of a misprediction. I think I can kill from this range, because I'm still unsure if it's investment. I'm not sure if it's defensive or if it's offensive, because it's definitely not specially defensive. So it's either like physically or modest in my mind, but that's when I figure out that he's more of a missed defensive variant of Clefable to take on the Scizor, like the Scizor, the Garbodor, but also like any variant of Altaria that I needed to. So it does 55.1%, which I can catalog for the future. I'm just going to go into my Garbodor, which can eat up any hit from this Clefable that he wants to dish out now that I know that he has the Flamethrower. He doesn't have stored power, which is awesome. I'm going to go for the Gut Shot here, and I get the Poison, which I guess is revenge for all the hass that he got against my Silvally. I'm just going to go for another Gut Shot. He lives on 2, and he goes for a return. He gets another crit, but it doesn't really matter, and his Beware goes down to Poison, which is fantastic. He's going to go into his Latias here, and he's just going to Psychic. Aftermath doesn't activate unless it's a physical attack, but I didn't really need my Garbodor at that point. Anyway, I can live a Psychic regardless, and I'm just going to go for the safe play U-turn. There, if I had decided to Bullet Punch, I would have just swept with Scizor, but at the same time, now I can just come in with my Mega Altaria, who sweeps anyway. Based on the damage the Clefable's at, there's no way that I'm not killing. The crit did not matter in the slightest, and he cannot kill me with a Psychic. Because I'm guessing he didn't have Ice Beam. If he had Ice Beam, he probably would have collected there. But then again, then I could have just gone into Scizor and beaten him there. So Hufflepuff is going to finally do some work in this season. For this its second appearance, it does really good, cleans up just like I was hoping it would, and we're gonna take a fantastic 4-0 against TG and the Meteor Mantine. Week 3, we're 2-1. We're in the playoff run, and it's fantastic. So, yeah, great stuff to you, dude. Thank you for the match. And without further ado, I will see you guys next time for Week 4 when we face off against the Arcane Arcaniners coached by Altaria Motives. So that's a pretty hype game, and I'm hoping that you will enjoy it. But until next time, guys, peace out.